Hello, Random Apparatus here, and today I'm going to be talking about your first term, the suggested order of those courses, and what those courses entail and what exactly you should expect from them. So I'm going to jump right in it because I absolutely hate watching long intros, and I don't want to be a hypocrite. So the first class that you're going to have to take in the cybersecurity bachelor's degree program, regardless, is the Introduction to IT, or C182. This class does not require any external material in my personal opinion. I did not have a technical background and was able to complete this in about 8 or 9 days. I think anyone's fully capable of finishing it in 2 to 3 weeks tops. Doesn't go that in depth, and it's kind of a broad overview of a bunch of different topics. Bottom line, that should be your easiest class, I think, of the entire program. My personal suggestions are to get 3 certifications as fast as you can get them. That is the CompTIA A+, Network Plus, and the Security Plus. You can start speaking the language of IT. Before I continue, starting with the Introduction to IT and onward. So basically, for every single class, no matter what class it is, the first thing that you should do is take the pre-assessment, unless this is a class that doesn't require an assessment to complete it. There are some classes that do not require an assessment at all and instead require you to write a paper. If you have to take a certification exam or an exam to complete a course, the first thing you should do is take the pre-assessment. Basically, what you're going to do is, the reason why myself and so many other people in this program and at WGU accelerate so fast is because we only learn the things that we don't know. By taking that pre-assessment, it breaks down exactly where your weak areas are by the actual chapter. It'll tell you the percentage of those questions that you got right. Just go to your 3 lowest scores, and then you need to do those chapters only. And then you repeat the pre-assessment and then those 3 lowest scores until you can score, I say, above an 80 or so in every single topic. That being said, that's honestly the most important tip. So the first thing you need to do is get your CompTIA A+. 2 different parts to the CompTIA A+ certification. At the time, there was a 901 and 902. I believe it's like 1001, 1002, or I'm not sure what it is now. But the first thing is the IT foundations, and the next course is IT applications. These are the 2 next courses after Introduction to IT that you need to convince your program mentor to let you join, so that you can get your certifications right off the bat. The part 1 is so the IT foundations, the part 1 of the exam, is more on the hardware aspect of it, and the IT applications is on software, operating systems, etc. This does require outside material. You should still do the pre-assessment in each one of these courses. However, these are tough, in my opinion, just because I didn't come from a technical background. I didn't ever fix computers. You probably would take about 4 weeks each on each one if you do the method that I said to do, because you don't need to really spend too much time repeating things that you already know. You're going to have to memorize things that you're not really going to have to know in the field, or not something that anybody has memorized. The number of pins in a DDR4 RAM slot with so many gigabytes, 4 gigabytes, is not something that you're going to absolutely have to know or know at all in the field. You're gonna Google these things, to be honest with you. So you're gonna need to be prepared to learn and memorize things like that, but don't be overwhelmed and think that you need to know this going forward, because you just don't need to know it going forward. I use the course material, and I use Professor Messer's YouTube videos. Moving on, because I don't want this to be too long of a video, the next thing is Fundamentals of Information Security. This is a prerequisite before you take the Security Plus. Kind of some fundamentals of security to kind of dip your feet in some security concepts. Does not, in my opinion, I did not use any outside materials for that. Again, the pre-assessment method of doing things will prove to be very useful here. The next one I did was Web Development Foundations. Thanks. So this is a certification exam, CIWSDA, or Site Development Associate. Basically teaches you some web development kind of, foundations. HTML, things like that. The next course I took was Ethics in Technology. You can basically test out of, right? Almost all of you should be able to test out of the ethics class. No outside sources for fundamentals of information security or web development. or ethics and technology. Now, web development foundations is how interested you are in it. Know what to report to the police and what to not. No outside sources for fundamentals of information security or web development or ethics and technology. Now, web development foundations is how interested you are in it. So you can go with just the course material and pass the certification exams. Very, very easy stuff. But basically, this comes down to just like all coding, if you don't have experience coding, what you need to do is after you learn a concept, immediately try it out, mess with it, play with it, try to create something that you want to make, and you will really gain the knowledge that you need. Business of IT applications. This is a certification, ITIL, which is like a management kind of library. This is IT management, the most boring, god-awful, dry class and course material you've ever had. Again, I did not use any outside material for that course. The last one was Network and Security Foundations. So that was the 8th class that I took in the first term. This is a prerequisite for your Network Plus. I wanted some security knowledge right away. So I got that A+, went and learned a little bit about security, brushed up on some web development stuff. That was a certification. And I got like an IT management certification because I didn't want to do that later on. Thought process was you can take this two ways. You could take it different than this. However, this I feel was the perfect mixture, and I'll put the whole list of what I took in the first term up next to me, probably right here. But a pretty good mixture of technological classes and then getting some stuff out of the way that you just won't want to take later. After a certain point, you're going to be neck deep in networking, security, regulations, and things that you're actually interested on. So that's the first term. I'm only going to do the first term in this. If you're struggling at all and you feel like you need to use outside resources, then you can reach out or ask your course instructor. I was going to do like how to deal with course instructor videos. There was someone in the comments that had asked some specific questions, and since you're the only one, you know who you are. Thanks, by the way, for subscribing and kind of having a dialogue with me. That's the only suggestion. I'm going to go by the suggestions, and I really mean that I'm going to go by the suggestions. So I'm going to leave it up to you and whoever else is watching this to let me know. Go through term 2 and those suggested courses in kind of more descriptions, or you want to know how you should deal with the course instructors. Another thing real quick is I took these 8 courses, and I was only able to do that because of the ethics and technology class and the web development foundation. So don't be discouraged by the fact that I took 8 classes and maybe that's not something you're planning on doing and that's not something you think you can do. Because the fact of it is, it's how you play it, okay? You get some hard classes out of the way. You say ethics, well, I'm not that much of a horrible person, so I'm going to take the ethics class and try to test out as fast as I can, and that's what you do. So really, if you do, I can say you can probably easily do 6 courses. 4 you have to do, but 6, that's taking a month per class, and I'm telling you right now, you'll be surprised what you can accomplish when you're focused on one class at a time. You don't have any other courses going on. And you know, most folks that are starting this program have went to school before, and most of you went to traditional school. You take 3, 4, or 5 or more classes at the same time in a 6-month time frame, but you can get more done. That one class that you're focused on is your sole focus. Go ahead, if you like this, like and subscribe, hit the notifications icon, comment down below whether or not you want me to do a video for going into term 2 classes, or you want more course stuff and specific details, or you want more specific details about the courses that I just presented to you, or do you want to go ahead and know how to deal with the course instructors. If there's anything you would like me to change about my videos, I just got this new microphone because I was hoping that would be a lot better than the one I was using. It kind of seemed too noisy. I really want your suggestions because I really want to improve this. I'm going to be working on getting a soundproofing panel so that there's not so much echo, maybe a cooler background, things like that. But you know, I'm new at this, and I'm just trying to get good information out there, maybe some things that I wish I would have known to begin with. So thanks so much.